Hello, everybody. Welcome to The Other Side of the Veil, a mix of horror and nonsense. Thank you for joining us for the first ever game of Monster of the Week. I am Ali, I use they, them pronouns, and I will be your keeper tonight. So this is the first time that we play Monster of the Week, and this is a D6 tabletop game. And if you have any chance, go and look it on internet. Is very cool. It's basically D&D meets Buffy the Vampire Hunter kind of thing. And before we start, I will let my players to introduce themselves. I'm gonna go on the way I see them clockwise on my screen. Talia.
Oh, hello. Sorry, I apologize. My cat has just laid down on my hand and being distracted. I love princess. Hello, my name is Tallia. I am playing Elisia Mistborn, half-elf teacher, tired. She tries to be cheerful. Can command her class when she needs to, which does mean she can command other situations when she needs to. She's not really strong or, tough, but she will fistfight a god if she needs to, if it means protecting somebody else, which is how she became her class of a chosen one.
Nice. Thank you very much. Up next is Josh.
That's me. Hello, I'm Josh. I use he, him pronouns, and I am going to play. That's all, folks. And I'm going to be playing Xander Crump, who is orc by nature and educator at the local school/university with a fascination with magic and the supernatural. He has joined many clubs that focus on discussion and practice of magic and supernatural creatures. He makes friends quickly. At least he thinks he does.
Thank you very much. Up next is Liz.
Hello, I'm Liz. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm going to be playing Uricia Flakay, who uses she, her pronouns. Uricia is a bookish know-it-all who verges on the side of rogue with a penchant for being right. She adores her friends, loads her enemies. It goes well. She is an elven expert of pretty much everything. She is very brainy, but is totally unaware of her surroundings. She wears garments that are perhaps not suitable to mud, heels in mud. Perhaps not the best look. But she likes to think that she looks fabulous anyway, and I think she does. She'll do anything for her friends. Her enemies should watch out, lest the wrath of Flakay be upon them. That's Uricia.
Thank you very much. Up, last but not least, Tom, tell us.
Surprise, it's Tom. Hello. Tom, I use he, him pronouns. I've been here the entire time. And I am playing Plornish Maroon, a sensible name for a sensible character. Poor Plornish, once was a man, now getting involved in the darker, scarier side of the world is, sometimes when you hit puberty, you have a growth spurt. For Plornish, he starts growing horns and a tail. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. It's fine. It's flan. And which also connects. Plornish fine. I am playing. I am a flake. So basically, I know what the world is like, and it's full of monsters and ghosts. But no one believes me. But they should. They really should believe me. I don't make friends quickly because the world's against me. These three think they're my friends, and in my deep, dark moments, they're probably the only people in the world who care about me. I'm fine. And I keep telling myself that every night as the wolves howl.
Can we make canon you to be flying?
I'm flying. I'm flying. Plornish flying.
Okay, so that's your personal profile, Tom. What character are you playing?
So I'm playing a druid.
Now tell us about your character.
I'm playing a little rabbit, and I'm going on a lovely day and having berries.
Great. With that, let's have a word of from our sponsors.
Check out our sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for carefully crafted click-clack math rocks for use in your favourite TT RPGs. Phoenix Dice work with recycled goods, meaning their products and packaging are all made from sustainable materials. You can go to phoenixdice.com to check out their entire selection, including some limited roll together dice. And if you use the code ROLLTOGETHER, all caps, At checkout, you'll get 25% off your next purchase. We are happy to be supported by Homie and the Dude. Homie and the Dude are a father and son duo, a group company that make various different TTRPG supplement books, which includes The Wandering Tavern, and coming soon to Kickstarter, they have a new Dune/Mad Max inspired book called Scorched Basin. You can go check out all of their stuff following the links in chat or in the description below. And if you use the code Roll Together at checkout, you can get 10% off of your purchase.
And with that, let us begin. All of you are part of a well-known established investigation group. You all have worked somehow or different missions together in the past, and you've been contacted by your people of contact. Let's move to that later. And you've been doing other stuff or busy before coming to this gathering point. We are in an undisclosed city, or name to be confirmed, that is next to a lake. And the lake is known for legends regarding a dragon sleeping underneath. You've been making your way up, and you're gonna be staying on a pub before the day of the gathering. So the night that you arrived is a very quiet night. This is a merchant city, so there is a lot of trade happening here. But lately, it's been quiet. Nights are, they are gloomy. There is something in the air. People closes their businesses earlier. They actually put some extra planks on the windows before coming in. Mothers advise the children not to go out after the sun is coming down. So one by one, you arrive to the pub, estranged or a little bit shaken by this situation. You would have expected to be meeting the others in a chaotic sort of place, which is the pub where you're gonna meet. You have been here before, and it's usually very busy, but at the moment it's only a couple of other customers and yourselves. The night passes without any events, and next day you are supposed to meet your contact in this pub. So who think is the earliest of the birds? Nice. Elisia.
So, I'm up early because I didn't sleep well. Part of being the curse of being chosen means I get nightmares, and I don't know if it's nightmares of things happening, things that have happened to me, things that I think could happen to the ones my friends who are somehow in this with me, or sometimes prophetic visions of things that will happen. And so I think throughout the night I've been having one particular one that's sticking in my mind, and I wake up very early. So that's to do with a move I have called Destiny's Plaything, where at the beginning of a mystery I roll plus weird to see what's revealed about my immediate future.
Roll that dice.
Ooh, we click the thing.
First roll of the game.
Yes.
Nice and early.
Okay, so that is a 9. On a 7 to 9, you get a vague hint, which is really helpful.
So you've been a little bit uneven during the night. You woke up a couple of times through the night, sort of hearing steps on the street, like nothing quite noisy, which is strange for this city. And in one of those times where you wake up, you don't know if you are still awake or is this sort of, state where you're like half sleep. So it's hard to know if what you're seeing is truth or not. But what is strange is that the window in your room is open and you see a couple of shadows walking on the street. Quite aimless, but with a steady step. And although they seem erratic in terms of turning left a couple of times or going on the same block, maybe 2 rounds, and they moving forward finally, all of them sort of seem like moving towards the lake. And on a very, like probably the last second of your vision, you turn your head to one of those shadows. And although they are shadows, there's something quite familiar with one of them. Someone that you know, little kid. But before you can put a name to the face, you wake up. Quite agitated. Or I don't know, how do you feel?
I think the first reaction is stress and agitation, but it's happened. It keeps happening, and it's something that I know that I chose this for myself. So I think it's just very tired resignation that I'm not going to get back to sleep tonight. So I just pack up my things, go find a cup of coffee and sit on the steps ready for everyone else to come. Maybe look at a bit of marking while I'm waiting, try and be productive.
As you pack your things, there is a note that was given to you, like by the handler, and I'm gonna read it just for everybody to remember. If I can find it. Delta Team, the creation is in danger. Those horrors are planning to tear the veil. The last sightseeings happen near the lake. Investigate the fish market. Talk to Robert the Squirrel. They have information and some curious items. Paid already. And it just signs of as H.
Okay.
And you pick up your stuff, you go down. At this point, who you think would be the person that will be next to awake?
I think. Oh,
I was going to say, if you would.
I mean, maybe there's a conversation at the top of the stairs, Plorn. Like, if we go down together, people will start to talk,
No,
and we don't want that. You go first.
I think Plorn has been awake this entire time, but is also like he's skulking. That's sort of like that. I think you inadvertently. Yeah. No. Okay. Cool. No, we don't.
I want to make an entrance, Plorn. So you please go first.
No, I don't. Yeah. No, we wouldn't want that. Still sort of like still like. Again, like a video game, like crouch walking down, trying to be as sneaky as possible. Yeah, and then come across Elisia on the stairs. Also, Tallia, I think this is a chat. Now we'll look at each other. If you can describe what you look like as well.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
So what Plorn would see coming down is it's someone who is very resigned to having to have like a combat lifestyle, but was quite beforehand had enjoyed being the fun, fashionable teacher. So it's kind of like blousey sleeves, which have just kind of got like armbat bands on them. It's got like a vest over layer dress. Long skirts that have been slit up both legs in order to have actual movement and like Mary Jane's, but in this that would have been heels. Like in natural life, I walk around in heels a lot more comfortably than I do in trainers, so that's what I'm going with. But, like, they're sensible heels. They're not stilettos. They're kind of short.
Okay.
Could still cause a bit of damage to someone else if kicked. Kind of reddish blonde hair, long tight, kind of braided back, but it's kind of like messy at the moment because she's just not put that much effort in. very basic makeup just to make it look like she has slept and isn't a complete trash of a person yet. And posture is kind of just slumped a little bit in the corner with her coffee.
Nice. So,
What does
Plorn,
Elisia say?
Plorn is tall and broad. Like, again, because we're going to work off our own stuff here. He's wearing as baggy clothes as he can, hoodie, loose trousers. I mean, a hood helps cover horns on your head, and loose trousers also covers the tail, which he has kind of pulled up to be like. When he has to sit on the edge of the chair, because if he goes back too far, he sits on his own tail, and that's not good. Dark, scruffy hair, beard.
Wait a minute, how does Tom know that?
What, sitting on your own tail? Ali, you're asking a lot of questions here, my friend. Very, very forward. I'm sure I've read about it in a book or a newspaper. I know how to read. Yes, there's also not great posture here. Have the disadvantage of a large being who also wants to be unseen. Just, it's easier to hide. Was kind of hoping he was going to be the only one who was going to be up at this hour, but has run into two of his companions, and then just been like, right, okay. I think I will do my best to try and sit at the table and not... do you think we have like a cafetiere of coffee? Or
I was going to say, I pass you I don't speak to you, I just give
Yeah.
you a nod and I pass you the coffee pot.
pour myself some coffee and just hold on to it and just... again, I think I know you pretty well. You do look incredibly tired. Bad night?
Maybe vision, maybe not, maybe just another nightmare. It's fun. I'm fine with getting up early on a school night, on a school day, whatever. Not during the holidays.
Folks, as a flake, I've got various moves. One of my moves is I can always tell if someone's lying to me. So I'm just like, but I have also learned through social interaction, it's not good to just go, so that was a lie.
I don't enjoy waking up early on a school day either.
Yeah. No, I'm like, yeah. I mean, I'd rather have a lie in at the best of times, but yeah, I haven't slept really. I know that's not a great idea on mission day, but there we go. Have you eaten yet? Do you want food?
It's too early. Do it once, people. People.
Yeah.
Turn into a person later.
Yeah.
Right now.
Cool.
Quiet and coffee.
quietly, just.
Waiting a reasonable amount of time for no one to suspect anything. Uricia, how do you proceed?
I walk down these stairs in exactly the same way I walk down any stairs. In a fabulous way. Silver hair down to my knees, with an equally extravagant dress that sort of trails behind me. I look like I'm going to prom. That's why it took me so... Elves don't typically sleep the whole night. They only need like 4 hours. So the last 4 hours she's been using to get ready.
Love it.
She makes her way down the stairs and waits for the other two to notice her.
Eyes flick up. Just, I then kind of exhausted, like, wow. You never know. What? I don't know why she packs the dress like that. That doesn't seem. Look down at your heels. Look up again. She's not going to come down until you actually react, Ellie.
Risha, you look stunning as always. I apologize that I'm not awake enough to bask in your full glory. Give me like a solid 40 minutes, but the fact that I am responding means that I am overwhelmed.
Elisia, darling, it's fine. I mean, I must say you do look terrible, but if there is anything that you need to tell me or anything you need to ask me, you know that you can, don't you? And I'm just going to sit down very gracefully next to these two very tired people and wait to be served.
Eventually, it's time for the waiters to actually wake up.
I actually imagine that Elisia knows everybody so well that the order is already in place and they're just waiting for the people to come around. So the usual for Uricia will come at some point as you sit down. Xander, are you fashionably late or are you making an entrance? What are you doing?
Fashionably late, coming down the stairs. Big yawn, wearing pajamas, full on stripy, multicolored pajamas. Big yawn. Oh, don't even acknowledge that the others are all sat at the table. I walk straight up to the bar area. I grab a plate, maybe with food on, maybe without, but I just grab a plate, walk straight over to one of the tables, sit straight down and sort of, I have a mug in my hand and I gesture for some coffee, and I look like I'm still asleep as I'm walking.
What do we see half sleep?
Oh yes, I should explain what I look like. Yes, so I am an orc by nature. I have, although my tusks are quite small, it's not to the point where I've got like a massive underbite. The tusks just push up against the top of my lips. Short black hair, but it's like really curly and almost sort of up in a perm, a bit like how my hair actually is at the minute. Big bushy beard. His skin is a sort of dark olive color with slight greenish little tints to it on the sort of sharper edges. So the tips of his ears are a bit green, the tips of his cheeks are a bit green, the two sides of the bridge of his nose are a little bit green. And big bags under his eyes because he doesn't sleep very well at night. Quite slender, but quite plump at the same time. He's sort of like that. When you're creating a character in a video game and they have that, I want him to be thin but also slightly larger slider. He's sort of in the middle of that.
Yeah, like a swimmer body,
Yeah.
Yeah.
A swimmer body who's had one too many Burger Kings.
Love it.
Pass the coffee over. Go. When we're awake, we've got notes from H and also maybe visions, and then things to do.
Sounds good to me. Give me the rest of the day to wake up.
You have 10 minutes.
I knew you were going to say that. Why can it not always be another 10 minutes? Or even an hour?
As Elisia and Xander try to pull themselves together, Plorn and Uricia, they see from the corner of your eye a known figure, a familiar figure. I think you've met this person before, but more for trade than for information. On a very fancy three-piece suit and a monocle, which is on one of the side, but the other side of the face has a big scratch and a large scar, is Robert the Squirrel. Robert the Squirrel is a tiny squirrel, a very, very energetic kind of individual. He comes with a steady step, crossing the main entrance, approaching to your table. But from the very first side, you see it's not how you remember him. Things have happened to Robert. But still a little bit like positive endeavor and etc. And says hi to you, just picking up his little tiny hat and acknowledge every one of you. Probably acknowledging that Elisia and Xander still like half slept. Plorn, Uricia, How you doing? It's been a long time.
No, good to see you, Robert. I hope you've been keeping well.
It's been a little bit of rough time in business,
Right.
and the town has been weird lately.
Like, more than normal. Weird.
Oh yeah, more than normal. Yeah, absolutely.
I get like the 10,000 yard stare because this place is weird at the best of times. Like,
Don't mind Plorn. He's just looking over there.
Ghost.
Robert, when you say that business hasn't been good, does that mean that you've not run out of money, have you, Robert?
Oh no, darling, no. Now I've just changed my trade, right? Like there is a little bit of less of funny antiques and more of the protection items, artifacts, kind of things. Things have been very, very weird lately, and people will just try to buy anything that people will say. Oh, this sort of magical item helps to keep the bad away from home, right? Even if that's just something ridiculous. But I know I'm profiting with people's fear, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
We all have to make our money somewhere. Do come over. We've got some very lukewarm coffee. I assume you'll enjoy it. Come on, Robert.
Sort of extend his hand for you to pick him up.
Plorn, would you mind?
I look back for the. No, yes, of course. You okay with this? Just again making consent before I. He's a squirrel. Yeah,
Full-on squirrel.
It's a squirrel-sized squirrel.
Yeah.
Ali, did I hear correctly? With a monocle.
And a little hat.
Yes.
They're a fancy gent. Yeah. Just do they provide for like animal folk here? Like, do we need to get like a separate cup if we're trying to give them coffee?
Would you like some niblets, Robert? Would you like some little, little sunflower seeds or something?
It's been established before that Robert the Squirrel has the right infrastructure always at hand to be properly sad and properly, like squirrel size cup of tea and things like that. Yes. Yeah.
The difficulty of trying to pull from a cafetiere into the tiny little cup. Just
With a dropper, yeah. Walks towards Elisia's mug and takes a flask and pours something on it. It probably for the volume is a drop in your mug, but it's still just drop something. Sort of glimmers something in your coffee or whatever you drink it, and sort of toss to you. You feel it's like a double espresso coming to you. Not so bitter, a little bit like sweet, probably with a touch of hazelnut notes in the back. And looks at Xander. So, Xander, are you in another table, right? Or did you move at some point?
I'm probably the table behind them, sort of I sort of stretched over and held my cup out for it to be filled up, and then brought it back and started drinking. I'm listening to everything that's going on, but I'm just on my own table trying not to fall asleep.
So, realizing that your mug is quite far away, is gonna toss the flask into your cup, and similar effect happens to you. Okay, Tim, time to do business. Please pay attention. As I said, trade's been weird, city's been weird. It's been a couple of months since we had a couple of disappearances. First, it was people from the street, and nobody was paying really much attention until randomly things were like maybe a member of the noble house, and then one kid here and there, and then even people from the cleric. And as far as we know, there is nothing that could actually connect all of them. It's just very weird why they disappearing. The only thing that we know is that they disappear every time there is like a weird glowing coming from the lake.
That fits.
How often?
It's-
How often is there glowing? And yeah, sort of like going. Well, yes, I assume if it fits,
It sits.
it's. Cat, yeah, just cat law. Yeah.
It really there is
No
nothing that,
cats. I mean, apart from that cat, but it's just doing cat things.
Be careful, Robert. The cat
I don't
may
mind
get
if
you.
there is a cat in the team, right? Robert takes some notes, which is like squirrel size notes. It's very like even if you want to try to peek into the notes, it just you cannot read what the notes said. Go through the notes. It's like there is like it could be 3 days in a row, and then nothing for a week, and then glowing one night, and then in a fortnight. There is nothing such thing here to. I mean, we have consulted many scholars. We haven't found any pattern at all.
The Keeper, may I make a roll for Dark Past? So that if I trawl through my memories for something relevant to the case at hand, I can roll with Weird. I can ask you 2 questions, and then we'll see what happens when I roll. Would you be happy for me to do that, The Keeper?
Absolutely.
Cute. Okay. So, do I know anyone who might be behind this? Question 1. Question 2. Who do I know that could help us right now?
Ooh.
Okay.
Roll
I will
that
roll.
dice.
I will roll and we will see what happens. Come on, dice. That would be a 5.
Okay, so for those new to Monster of the Week, this is a failure forward system. So when you roll 6 or less, you have a fail, and there's gonna be consequences.
My favorite.
However, this is just like in life, how you gain experience by committing some mistakes. So, Liz, please mark 1 experience down for Uricia. And let me see what happened on a miss.
It does say on a miss you can ask a question anyway, but that will mean you were personally complicit in creating the situation you're now dealing with.
Was it me? Did I make
I the drama?
Impossible.
You said
Right.
that a noble was missing. Am I missing? Am I missing? Am I here?
Plorn's eyes get massive. It's like, are we all missing?
Okay.
Oh my god.
I just poke Uricia and go, no, he's still here.
Ow!
Unless you're not
That's
you.
odd.
Simulacrum, copy, mirror.
I mean,
I don't remember casting that, but I wouldn't if I was one, would I? I would
How
have
would you
no
know?
idea.
How
Oh
would
god.
you know?
Oh god.
Could you please remind me what was the first question?
Of course I can. Do I know anyone who might be behind this?
As you concentrate, there is sort of like you disassociate from the situation, and you try to remember the dates that the squirrel, Robert the Squirrel, was describing, and there is this sort of pattern that you recognize from one time where you were in a ritual, and that ritual was so you are a magical initiate, so you practice magic, and there is new techniques, but there is also the ancient sort of techniques, or like the ancient knowledge, and some of them are not practiced anymore, some of them are considered dangerous, some of them are considered forgotten, some of them are even for prohibited. But that's not gonna stop you to learn new things. So one night, in one of those study groups, you were part of a ritual where some of the glyphs sort of match the pattern. So if you probably match the movement of the stars or the movement of the moon, you can predict the same patterns that have been happening. So the first thing that you realize is that you know that some happenings are coming, and that the frequency is going to increase until the point of something major happening. Now, this ritual was some sort of conjuring something from other planes. At first, it was like you did not achieve what the ritual was meant to, because you were contacting something from a plane full of like psychic energy kind of thing. So nothing like let's say the heavens or the hells. It's more like something metaphysical.
Mhm.
And since nothing apparently happened, you thought that the ritual didn't work, but apparently it did.
I think the rest of the party would just hear just a little squeak from Uricia. I was thinking that perhaps whoever started all of this did so with intent. Perhaps not the intent that caused all of this to happen, but they certainly intended to do something to... Anyway, I have a suspicion that the frequency of the disappearances may begin to increase.
On that note, Plornish. Uricia is halfway telling the truth because she also knows who might be behind this. Uricia, you know that the rest of the group is still around in the city, and there might be some people to ask around about this.
That Plorn is just looking at it completely like no subterfuge, or like just staring at you, and you're just like, oh, but he's doing the thing.
Plornish, darling, you're looking at me again.
The finger starts coming up, which all of you have picked up, knowing him younger, that he is more likely to just be like, lie! So I think, yeah, just like...
Down.
Okay, fine. It wasn't, well, it sort of was me, but it wasn't me intentionally. You know, I was talking about intent. It wasn't so much my intent. But I do know the sort of people that would intend for this thing to happen. Sort of.
Details?
Well, Ali.
Well, at this point, it's up to Uricia if she wants to talk about one of her support groups.
Oh, those. Well, if you'd stayed around long enough, Plornish, you would also know that there are certain groups of people that are able to do this sort of thing. And they often gather together in the same room and, talk about things and start dark rituals. But mainly it's for the social life, Mainly it's all about that.
You know some of those faces. There are some scholars, important scholars in the city. You were not per se involved in any of those rituals, but somehow you were helping either with material collecting, information collecting. So if there is any, this is not all on Uricia, if that makes sense.
It wasn't just me.
Again, not being the human lie detector, I was like, yes, and also, again, she hasn't lied. You do gather in a room and you do talk about things. This is
like
probably
we're
why,
doing now, we're all gathered in a room talking about things.
This is probably why he hasn't joined, like, whatever the version of Gamblers Anonymous is, because he's like, I know what happens in support groups. Oh, you just want to sit and drink coffee, do you? Read a book. Just all the clubs he's ever tried to join, he's like, tricks.
And as you both are talking about that, there comes this eureka moment that you both say like, Tarek. That's a common name for you, like one of those sort of down low members that were like not too active, but always like manipulating things from behind.
Was that Tarek with a T?
Yes, Tarek.
What are vibes with Tarek. Would they want to talk to us, or do we do we have to be a little bit like? Can we convince them?
You can definitely talk to him, but probably he will be like, "Oh, do you want to join back?"
I knew you'd come back. I knew we got tote bags now, and it's like, okay, yeah, okay, Tarek, yeah.
Quick question for Tallia. Has Elisia kind of mentioned to the group about her dreams before? Like, is it something that we are all aware of, that you have this, or is it kind of a secret thing?
I think it has come up the first time. If we've now been together for a bit, the first time that she got an actual helpful vision and it came true, rather than just being vague, she was like, okay, this is a thing people should be knowing. But I think not always open to actually talking about it, because sometimes it is vague, sometimes it might just be a nightmare. She's never quite sure.
Elisia, darling, I know you don't like to talk about these things, but I was wondering if any of this is ringing any bells with you, because sometimes you're like bang on. Sometimes you're not, but we won't talk about that. Sometimes you are bang on. And is this ringing any prophetic bells or anything, perhaps?
Mostly shadows in the night, going towards the lake, not directly, but eventually. And it felt like I knew some of them.
Question, was any of it my fault?
I mean, I could do a big think.
I would appreciate it, dear.
Also quietly just pointing at myself and then just pointing over the table at Xander, and then just like, if you could just tell all of us that it's not our fault.
I think... I mean, I can ask to find, but probably not here where there's a whole bunch of other civilians, because it gets a little bit strange when I do.
I mean, you could use my place. You know, my place that is nice and safe and like a haven. Very well decorated.
I mean,
Quite
yes,
expensive.
I know the place I've been there, you've got the best couches.
I know.
When you mention civilians, Robert starts like looking in a bag of holding, in a squirrel-sized bag of holding, and takes off like a big piece of paper, and it contains the list of people that has disappeared with dates on it.
Yes.
I see that you have some ideas on where to follow this. Before you decide, or before you go, I have a couple of gifts for you that the organization has asked me to provide. And from the bag takes a normal size bag, magic bag, and it's on the table. So can you please describe me what kind of magical yield you have on you?
So there would be another bag coming out of that bag.
Matryoshka bags.
Yes. This one would be whatever designer brand that there is in this world, like all of them just plastered over this bag. It's her Juju bag. It's what she uses to judge herself, but also to cast magic from.
Nice.
Using all sorts of makeup items. Liz does not know what any of these things are. Eyeliner, that's as far as we go.
Elisia, there's anything?
Yes, so I've got basically armor. So one armor, and then I guess it's just, I'm calling it magic armor, so I think it's very much like Wonder Woman-y. It's like cuffs and like, so they're just a little kind of like head band, but kind of like a little bit of like a waist belt. It's things like I would normally. And then also then a flail, so like a staff with a ball spike at the end of it, with spikes made of adamantine, and it kind of glows a little bit with magic on the food chain. I picked fancy cool. I basically picked all of the stuff.
Nice. Xander, what's in the bag for you?
For me, I pull out a knife, and as I sort of swish the knife around a little bit and sort of get a feel for it, I push. There's a bunch of little buttons on the little tiny handguard there is, and when I push the button, the blade extends outwards. I push the button again, it extends outwards again, so it's more of a sword. And then I push a button, and it all retracts back into a knife again.
Nice.
And I go back in and pull out. Well, I mean, I've got a grenade launcher on my on my handbook. I think that's a little bit too technical for a fantasy world. So what it is it's more of a potato launcher that I get. So instead of putting potatoes in it, I put like magical orbs that contain magic in them in there, and that's what I fire out of them.
Nice. You have like one of those like leather straps.
The bandolier things. Yeah, I've got one of those on. It's got a bunch of different magical concoctions on them.
Love it. Plornish. What's for you in the bag?
I think sort of like I'm last, and so sort of I reach out. I also pull out like almost an identical knife to Xander. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Nothing to it. At which point I also pull out a garrote, and I'm like, oh god, okay. And I'm like, and the final thing is, it's like, again, it's an orb, which I'm just, that's weird. And I shake, and it just lights up. And I think as I look really carefully, there's just like a tiny little pixie glowing in there who's just like, hey! And I'm like, oh, okay. And I start shaking. It's like, you don't need to shake me, you can just tell me to stop. I'm like, stop. And it just turns off again. I'm like, useful. As I'm looking, I'm just absent-mindedly playing with the garrote, and I'm like, oh, this is closer than I ever want to get. Why can't they give me a gun or something?
With that, Robert, wish you farewells. As the morning continues, what do you want to do from here? So we have some options here. Obviously, you are happy to find for more, but so far, you can go and obviously you can do several things at the same time. So you can separate, you can divide the group, because what's the worst thing could happen? Go to Uricia's heaven to do some sort of further investigation. Go and talk to Plornish and Uricia's contact in the support group. And you have also the list of people here. You want to do something more. There is a lake to look for some hints or some clues. What do you want to do?
I think it almost seems like we need to split the group a bit. But, I mean, it's a lovely apartment. It is wonderful. I'm a bit grubby, and I've never been allowed to sit on the nice chairs, so maybe, again, I might want to go, I think I might go look at the lake, and then see, we'll find out about the prophecy, not 100% about just leaving Ellie, but strong, independent half-elf, take care of herself. Also, I'm very willing to crawl around in the reeds and get muddy, so...
Nice.
Well, I'm very happy to go to my place. If you want to crawl about in the reeds, Plorn, you can. But we probably should go and talk to our contacts at some point.
Do we want to talk to them before I decide to crawl around in the lake? Probably doesn't look great if I turn up covered in mud.
I mean, I can always sort of clean you up a bit. But I've got a bag now, and it's got all sorts of things in it. I'm sure I will find something in there. Elisia needs to go and do the thing in my place. That sounds strange. But we could do anything. We could always meet. We could always meet at our contact's place. So if you and Xander, and if you wish to go crawl about in some reeds, obviously there's Plorn doing that. Or you can come with me to my place, which is much nicer and trendy.
Look at you with my big unblinking eyes. Just like...
Well, the first thing I'm definitely going to do is have something to eat. Because I'm hungry.
You've been eating this entire time, I thought.
I'm still hungry. Don't judge me.
Elevenses? No.
Sorry?
I said, do you want 11s? Are we having a cake break? Is that what we're doing?
I might take some cake with me, actually. That's not a bad idea.
You pack it to go, and then you can just watch PT crawl around.
No.
This is a very good idea. Yeah, I'm definitely going to come to the lake with you, Plorn, because I definitely want to get a feel for the surroundings. See if there's any sort of tactical benefit to anybody taking any of the missing people this particular way.
And if you feel in danger, well, you know where I am. You can just come to mine. Plorn can stand up the entire time, and you'll be fixed right up again.
I think I've actually been fully into the apartment. I have stood on the doormat, always weirdly dripping. Every time. Even when you threw like a dinner party, I just stayed quietly in the corner. I'm included. I can talk through the door, but I'm just not.
We let you in the hallway once. It was your birthday, but we let you in once.
And then we let you leave. Yeah.
Cut to Plorn covered in ichor, wearing like a little party hat. And this is the best day of my life.
Right. So I'm gonna roll a.
Grabbing Petey's shoulder, going, "Don't do anything stupid. Don't get yourself in more trouble. Listen to Xander. Try and listen to Xander. Petey, look at me. Petey."
With your eyes, your big eyes, that never blink. Those ones. Yes,
The
those
old
ones.
Yeah.
Listen to Xander and try and avoid getting in trouble. And if he says leave, you leave.
Okay.
Plorn, were you listening with your eyes or your ears just then? We're very unclear.
I was listening with my ears and looking with my eyes.
Correct. Good. Good.
Hey guys, I get experience for doing what I'm told not to do.
Oh, absolutely no.
Yeah.
I'm giving you an impossible order.
Yes, I get an extra advantage if I do the exact opposite of what I'm told to do. So
The temptation for me to go to as we're walking out to go to now. Don't do anything I tell you to do.
Yep.
Is real, but then I'm not going to do that because then that kind of ruins the fun.
So you tell me to not do what you tell me to do, so I should do, which I won't. Yes.
It's too early. Look, I might have just had like a stimulant thing that woke me up straight away. It's still far too early for you to be confusing me like that.
I feel like we need a roll there. So who wants to manipulate Orange
Yeah.
Who wants to manipulate the poor
to
little
behave?
Who doesn't want to manipulate Plorn?
demon?
All for manipulation, baby.
Well, my charm is -1, so it's not me.
So I feel like we have a help out here. So what if Xander and Uricia help out? Could both of you please help out? So roll cool.
We roll cool, yeah.
Well, roll plus cool. Yeah.
I got an advanced success because I rolled a 12. Treat as a regular success if you do not have the advanced improvement for this move, which it wasn't a move. So
The same for Uricia, right? 11 and 12. Yeah.
11.
So because they are helping out Elisia, you are going to treat your roll as a 12. So if you want to manipulate someone and you roll a 12, the hunter not only... Oh, yeah, sorry, on another hunter. So the hunter must act under pressure to resist the request. So if at some point Plornage wants to act opposite, we need a roll, right? If you do what you've been asked, you can take a +1 to the roll involved doing the thing.
get a +1 if I do the exact opposite of what I've. It is more like if you ask for help and then do it. I haven't asked for it. I've been given it, but I'm also just enough to just like. It's very funny. I've got two forces being like, "Look, behave," and then just Xander go, "You're very loud." You know that. You just for all your skulking, you're just this.
This.
I feel with the manipulation, I know pretty well, and it's more like this is what this is what would make me happy is you being safe. If you are going to do something unsafe, don't just disappear. Leave a sign, leave something. Be sensible in your choices. Come back, but if you really decide you're not, don't just disappear.
She says from personal experience.
Yeah.
As
Then I
whatever,
have to be involved in that.
whatever turned Petey from Petey into Plornish, and then he disappeared, and then you just being like, "You sucked it. We work together. We are junior detectives." And like, got a tail and horns now. You're like, "Yeah, because you've been touching artifacts." I'm like, sometimes you put things in your mouth that you're not supposed to, and what curses. Lot of really strong emotions. Also, the occurrence that maybe if I don't fall in the lake, I will be allowed in the house. That's something to work towards. Good
On
behavior.
that note, we're gonna move on to magic first. Uricia Flake, can you please describe us what's your heaven and what's the means of protection? Because heavens are protected.
So Euricia's haven is the penthouse suite of quite a, squat little horrid building, but she's made her haven above it. It is, as aforementioned, decorated very lavishly. There are little trinkets and little like alchemical vials and a little necklace, some rings, just lots of little objects scattered everywhere. And I think it's not been her intention to collect healing items, but she just so happens to have collected so many artifacts that do heal, that they've created this sort of healing, shall we say, hut, a tiny dome-shaped hut of warding and healing. She will open the door, almost invite Elisia in first, but then walk in front of her, stride on through, and just lounge on one of the chaise-longues that are sort of scattered about this quite large place. Make yourself at home, love. Just find anything to sit on. You're allowed. Plornish isn't. Do your thing. Don't mind me. If you need me, you can always ask me for help. Don't worry. If you want any advice, I'm here. You know I am. I'm going to crack open the champagne. You do you.
Love it.
Lizzie follows in behind, kicks off her shoes at the threshold like a good guest. It's got cute little socks with surprisingly just really cute little socks on, and then goes and kind of sits on like the middle of like the plushest rug. Leaves some space for it and just keep talking while I do this. It lets me come back.
Oh, okay. Well, what would you like to know? I could talk about anything. Would you like some champagne? Have some champagne. You'll feel fine. Good. Yes. So, let's talk about metaphysics, and this will go on and on.
Yeah.
Love it.
And is going to reach out to the curse of the secret masses, and as she concentrates in, like her fingers and her hands start to glow up. Like glowing sigils like open up like scars on her face on the side, and then as she opens her eyes, they've infilled with black, and she is just deep in her own brain, trying to work out, okay, so what do I know from the vision? What has Robert told us? What do I know now about Uricia's old group and what they were trying to do. What can help us, or what do I need to know that you will then tell me what will help us?
I think we have to make a roll. Are you using big magic, right?
Yes.
Yes, I love
Weird.
big magic.
Could Uricia... Is there a help action that can be used? Is there a
You
method of
can
helping?
help out. Indeed, you
Okay.
can help out.
Have some champagne. Have some more champagne. There we are.
Is this
Right.
magical champagne? Is
Um,
this some sort of...
You can drink as much as you want and only get as drunk as you want to be. Yes. The hangover's brutal, but we won't tell Elisia that. No.
She's not there to listen, but I think the talking is what's helping.
Okay.
Yes. So let's kick out with the help out.
Four.
Well, that's another fail.
Yeah.
So please mark another experience.
I expose myself to trouble or danger.
Yes. So there's gonna be some whiplash from this, but the hangover is gonna be terrible.
It's gonna be awful. Yeah.
But somehow you start acting like a buffer for Elisia, kind of like whatever stress on Elisia's body and mind is gonna be shared. So you sort of click like frequencies. Elisia, could you please roll me? You're weird.
Okay, so please, I am begging you, do something. Okay, mixed. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Okay. So let's see what's gonna happen here.
So it needs the secret masters need me to complete a task for them. Once that's done, they reveal the key fact, clue, or technique.
Alright.
Have you talked to this entity, force, metaphysic thing before?
Once she was resigned to that, this was a thing that's happening. It's like any new tool when you're a teacher. Like, you might really hate this new teaching piece of technology, but if that's what you have to work with and what you're told, you learn how to use it. I have learned how to use so many things that I don't actually like or think are appropriate or sensible, but I know I am very good at them. So I've learned this, and it took me a bit of time, but I've learned how to. This is a tool that does not want me to die yet, and so it will help me with what I'm doing until it kills me.
As you welcome this idea of it is what it is, and I have to deal with it until all the things happen, you go back to your room in the pub, or in the room. You see these shadows moving toward the lake, and the shadow that you thought you could recognize suddenly sort of shifts, and you lose this sort of idea of who this person was. And the figure sort of, instead of looking towards the lake, shifts the head towards you and screeches. There's like this dissonant noise in your mind, is very deafening, and all the other shadows stop and look to you, and they start running towards you. Some of them jump to the roof, some of them go through the doors and the windows in the pub, and then suddenly you are surrounded by these shadows, and they jump onto you, and you start feeling this sort of like pressure and like uncertainty, unknowing of anything. But there is something warm about it. It's like knowing that expected sort of sweet end that you know is about to come. And this warm feeling starts like burning up, and then those sort of like glyphs that you have in your physical body appears in this vision, and your eyes go white, everything goes white, and you hear this voice. This voice starts talking, and it's weird because it sometimes is very quick and sometimes it's very slow. And they seem not happy to you. Probably this is not the first time this happened. And they are never happy to see you. Here you are again. When are we gonna part our ways?
Whenever you decide it's time for me to meet my destiny.
It wasn't your destiny.
It was once. I'm just 20 years out of date.
Oh, Jesus, like, when are you gonna put yourself first?
When are you going to stop throwing other people into danger?
It's not me. I'm just, you know, there is no ill feelings in me. It's not like, oh, I want people to die. People just die.
Yeah. But if I can be in the way of that, natural selection, buddy.
But all you're doing, you're not stopping the wheel. You're just putting yourself literally underneath it. Once you're gone, people will still die. I get that kid was special. I guess that you didn't want that kid to go through this. But come on. Universe is larger than this.
Something stopped it for me. I've stopped it for another kid. Adults in the way, getting in the way of the children. That's the important thing. There is no child harm on my watch.
I have to agree that we have a common interest there. There is this child. He is in danger. And it's up to you to save him.
Tell me what I need to do for you to be less cryptic.
Tonight, the lake is gonna glow. And for some reason, he's gonna be taken. I don't want him to be taken. So if you stop him to be taken, I might help you.
Is he one of yours?
Ours, you mean?
Fine. Any hints, or do I just have to go around and find ones that feel like I do?
Oh, definitely you know who. You should ask your friend, the one with the glass of champagne in the hands. There is something more connecting all the dots. And you find yourself back in the room.
Blood just is coming down. There's the reason she didn't want it to be in public.
So
Well, what is-
here we have to take some side effects. Let me think about what's gonna happen. There is gonna be 2 harm, but it's up to you, Elisia, to decide you want to take all the damage or you want to distribute it one-on-one.
If it helps your decision, Uricia at this point is just talking at her glass. I mean, what even is existence anyway? You know, there's categories of being. Am I being or you being? I don't know. But here's the rub. So, and she'll waffle on about metaphysics for a long, long time while you're covered in blood.
It's 10 a.m. and you're already wasted.
Can I roll for it? If I succeed, I'd take both of them. If I fail or mixed, I think it would be.
Sure. Just roll the 2d6. No pluses here.
That's a 6.
You cannot decide this. It's gonna be a one-on-one harm. And also that's a failure, so please mark 1 experience.
Hey.
There's like a bit of blood just like land in Uricia's champagne.
Yeah, I think it's that, and then just a whole burst of like glowy psychic energy, which all of your effects then just start trying to suppress. Really.
Yeah. There's a bit of feedback. Is it me? Can you hear that as well? Hello? Are you bleeding on my rug?
Nope.
Welcome to the hallway, love.
I absolutely a little bit of champagne just cleaning it up. Absolutely just not bleeding on your rug. Ow. All my orifices hurt.
How did it go?
Ah. Do you know a kid? It told me to ask you about a kid.
I know some children. I don't like them very much, but I know some children.
It's a kid who's gonna end up being like me.
Oh.
It says that you know who that is. The lake will glow tonight, and then he will be taken in it. It will help us if we stop this kid from being taken.
The keeper, do I know of a child?
Once Uricia starts looking at the list of people that have disappeared, some names come like familiar, not all of them, but some of them, and you quickly realize that many of them had psychic powers of some sort, reading minds, moving things with the mind, so telekinetic as well. So more or less, and you could know if you roll something how to reduce the search of people in terms of like people with these characteristics and childish age.
Can I help Risha by describing the kid that I've seen?
I like that. Yes, absolutely. So help out, please.
Can I use my dark past thing again?
Sure.
Haven't used it before. Okay, cool.
At this rate, Uricia is gonna be the big bad boy. The big bad
Yeah,
guy.
that tracks. That 100% makes sense.
Okay. Sorry, I can see the rolls. And did we? Okay, so that was a help out, right?
Yes, that mix of second say words success.
And I'll roll for dark past.
All right.
Using weird.
Okay. So
6. I'm rolling so well today.
Jesus Christ. Okay. So the mix. Okay. So there's not gonna be a plus in this. No, it was a 7. Okay. So Uricia, you have a +1 to your roll.
Okay, so 7.
Yeah. But then Elisia exposes herself to danger.
Not just exposes herself. I hardly think this is the time. I'm the one drinking, not you.
Hey, you do have blood on your clothes now, so you're like, right, come on.
Shirt off. His overshirt off.
It's
no.
I hope you don't do this while teaching. It's not a very good impression to leave.
It exposed myself. Oh no, what shall I do?
How much experience do you have now, Uricia?
Oh, I'm on 3.
Good. And then
The question I was going to ask was either who do I know that can help us right now, as in who do I know that it is, or if that doesn't fit, what black magic do I know that could help here to find the person or to remember the person?
Do you know of a ritual that can help you get into Elisia's mind to connect all the dots and figure out who this person is? It might require a little bit of time, And we have established that Elisia exposed herself to some
So-
danger.
You're gonna have to put those clothes back on, I'm afraid.
So it's not gonna be easier neither for you or her. What did you say, sorry?
Oh, I was just talking about getting the blood out of the clothes. That's why they're off.
I'm sure she has like a nice guest dressing gown that you could borrow. Just go have a bath.
I've established that I am wearing several cute layers. There's a blouse on and then a vest. The vest is off. The blouse is still on.
There is this book in your library, Uricia. You immediately sort of like it takes just a quarter of a second to say it's time to use that one.
I'll mosey on over, gliding to the bookshelf. I have like 0 strength as an elf / wizard, so I'm gonna get this massive tome, and then it's gonna drop to the floor. Oh god! And then I'm gonna pick it up, and then very slowly pick my way back to Elisia, who's putting some clothes on, I hope.
I was never naked.
Put your
I
vest
just-
back on. You're
I
on
just-
I mean,
Oh,
really, this my haven is for decency, and I'll put the very large tome on the glass-topped coffee table, which will probably crack as I do, and fling it open. I think it will automatically land on the page that I need. Maybe I've bookmarked it or something. So I need to do this. We need to sort of do this together with clothes.
I don't know what.
Elisia, you know that you're not gonna die until fate is completed.
I mean, you look a bit shaken. I realise I'm throwing this ritual on you. I tend to do that to people. Ask Plorn, he'll tell you. So if you don't want to do it, that's fine, but we really need to do it, because otherwise we don't know what's going on.
It's fine. I got it. This is what I'm for.
You do put a lot of pressure on yourself, you know. You really don't have to.
No, let's save a kid.
Ah, yes. And I'll open the... I'll kind of look intently at the pages, hoping to remember what to do.
You know exactly what to do.
Okay.
Please describe us this ritual.
Oh. Can you remind me what this ritual will do? It'll put together the pieces of...
It will
join the dots.
sort of allow you to get into Elisia's headspace
Mm-hmm.
to see this person and then sort of identify and locate.
Okay. So, would you mind just placing your palms up just on the table? Yes, don't mind the cracks on it. It'll fix itself. I'll put my hands over hers. So talk to me about your day. That's how it begins.
Today? I was having nightmares. Then I had a vision, but it was vague. Then I woke up. Then I packed my things and I went out for mate. Then I went downstairs with coffee. And then Peter came down and then we were quiet with coffee. Then you came down and we all went, wow, that's fabulous. And then you sat down for coffee. And then Xander came and sat behind us for coffee and actually ate something. I haven't eaten anything today.
Have some champagne, you'll be fine.
It's not food, but it is good.
Add some orange juice.
Then the squirrel Robert came and talked to us about stuff. And then you said that you were part of a weird sport group that may have started it. Maybe the group, I'm not saying you, the group. Then PD and Xander went off, so and they're just kind of going.
Yeah. As you're going
I
through
may have
your
gone-
day,
I may have
like-
gone through the day longer than I planned to.
I have like I've begun to see through your eyes what you have seen through the day. And then as you get to and then I was sat down on the floor covered in blood with you by this coffee table, time then starts to go backwards, faster and faster and faster, until the dots begin to form like constellations. What do I see, the keeper?
First, this ritual takes a while because it was sort of like by the minute. So it takes a couple of, probably 2 hours or so to go all the way to the point of this. And before you jump into who this person is, we're gonna have a break. So we'll see you very soon. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in a couple of minutes. Thank you.